Hi there, movie 2, begin right away. Let's go to the jump tutorial, and we just actually made the velocity of the bottom of the top of the motion path at 50 pixels. So let's go ahead, end of movie 1, begin movie 2. We're going to go through, and I'm not going to come back to this window here, but we're going to go through a series of setting rotation keyframes, and then we are going to copy the keyframes and paste them at 2 seconds, at 4 seconds, 6 seconds, and 8 seconds. Actually, we're going to use the ones at 2 to 2.25 frames, 2 seconds to 25 frames, and we're going to paste them into 4 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, okay? And then 2 of them at 10 seconds. So let's go like this, minimize the screen. Let's hit the, go right to page 3, number 16. It says, with the red pepper layer, say that fast 5 times, layer selected, press Shift R. So I'm going to go like this and press Shift R so the position shows up along with the other. There's something else I want to show you here on how to align, use your keyframe navigation buttons, and also I want to bring up the J and K keys in relationship to that. So now that I have rotation showing, it's saying set the key at 0 seconds. So let's hit the home key, and now we're back at 0 seconds, or else the item is off screen, and it wants me to click the stopwatch for the rotation to set the first initial keyframe of the rotation at 0 degrees. If you look over here, there's revolutions, which are a total of 360 degrees around a circle, and then we have the degrees section, so you can do partial, full circle, half circle, quarter circle, or anything between 0 and 360 degrees. We are going to go to -15. So right now I have my first stopwatch set. Let's go to, actually I should have put that one at 0.05, which isn't a big deal. I could leave it where it is, but I don't mind showing you how to fix that. So what I'm going to do is expand the screen, hit Option Shift J, let's go to 5 frames, and look at how I'm going to grab this keyframe, hold the Shift key, and snap it into 5 frames. So that was a good thing to show you, and I'm going to leave this thing, I'll hit the less than symbol, whoops, wrong thing, sorry. Let's hit the minus key and the plus key. Also, there's so many ways to do things. Also magnify or zoom in and out on the timeline. So I've now hit the minus key, there's the plus key, there's the minus key. The next one says at 25 frames. So Option Shift J, just type in 25. Now let's set the next, and it's going to set by itself. As soon as I click the 0, 0 over here and put in 15 on the rotation, it sets the next keyframe. So let's go now to the 2-minute mark. Now, the 2-second mark. Watch how I could use the keyframe navigator button over here to the right to send me to the 1-second mark and now to the 2-second mark. Now, if I hit the J key and the K key, J goes backwards 1 frame or 1 keyframe at a time, and K goes forwards 1 keyframe at a time. So try to remember J and K as you need it. But now that I'm at the 2-second mark, let me set a -15. So actually let's type in -15, hit the return key. The next one is, and I'm not going to make a mistake here, is 210. So Option Shift J, 210. Let's go a little bit forward, and now it wants me to set 0 degrees. So I go back over here and click 0, hit the return key, and now it wants me to go forward to 225. So Option Shift J, 225, hit the return key, and it wants me to set at 15 degrees. Now let's go 15 degrees, and now you can see he's getting a forward slant as he goes up and over the motion path. Now what it wants me to do is it wants me to copy the keys from 2 to 225. So it wants me to copy all 3 of these keys. Look at how I'm marking a box. Don't start your drag near the keyframe. Start it away from the keyframe. Just touch the 3 keyframes and hit Command C. Now it tells me to go to 4 and paste. So I'm going to go ahead to 4. Watch how fast I can do this. Let's go ahead to 4, hit Command V to paste. Let's go ahead to 6. So let's go ahead to 6 and hit Command V to paste. Let's go ahead, click to 8, Command V to paste. I'm going to use the hand and move it down this way because it wants me to go ahead. If you look at the bottom of number 16, it says go to 10. So let's go back over here to the keyframe navigator and go ahead using the position. I'm sorry, what I should have been telling you is I'm using the position keyframes that were previously set to move me over so I can then input into the rotation. Now, let's hit Command V to paste, and then it wants me to eliminate the last keyframe. So let's click the last keyframe and delete the last keyframe. Now let's hit Command S to save. Let's demagnify or zoom out of the timeline so you can see all of the maneuverability here. And there's something I didn't tell you before. I want you to make sure on your I want you to drag this window over like I'm doing, although yours is, you don't have to, yours is probably showing up. And where this little lightning bolt is right here on fast previews, I want you to make sure that fast previews is on off. I don't want it to be adaptive resolution or OpenGL. I want it to be off. Now that's going to allow me to actually drag and to get exact feedback on, look at how when I'm dragging the timeline, I get exact feedback on my comp window. And this window up here isn't a TV window, it's actually called a comp window. Let me hit Command S to save the file. Now on number 17, it says click on the red pepper, shift click on the wood layer, go to pre-compose. Now what I want to do first is RAM preview this, because you're going to see when I RAM preview this that the motion is going to be too slow. Now watch, here's the real-time motion. Right here. Look at how, okay, it's bouncing, it's slowing down, it's going a little bit ahead, it's kind of aiming to the front when it's going like that, when it's coming on the down part of the motion path, and it feels a little bit better, but it's still way too slow. So here's what After Effects can do. Notice I'm compressing this toggle button. Look at the tab that's here that's called Assembly Comp. I'm actually going to click on the red pepper and shift click on the wood. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Layer and Pre-Compose on the bottom down here, way down here, Pre-Compose. It's just off the movie. I'm sorry you can't see it. You can see a little bit of it. Now in Pre-Compose, it wants me to name this Pepper Comp. So let's go Pepper Comp with no spaces in the name, and let's click Move All Attributes into a new composition. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to compress both layers into a new composition. Now, up here, let me compress this in the project window. Now, all of a sudden, where I'm clicking, we have a new composition. Now, if I double click that composition, it shows up as a tab down here in the timeline. Now, listen. Any changes I make to either one of these two layers, all the Pepper Comp is the two layers that we had before. In the Assembly Comp is the Pepper Comp. So I could make changes to this single unit here, to this single comp right here, and I could shrink it so that the motion goes faster. And then if I had to do anything to the pepper, I could actually do it to the pepper in the Pepper Comp, and it would update into the Assembly Comp. So let's just read what it says. It says to click on the Pepper Comp in the Assembly Comp, go to Layer, Time Stretch, and let's stretch it to 60% on the stretch factor. Now I'm going to click OK. And this all of a sudden, if you look what I'm saying here, the end of it got shorter. Now let me ram it now. Now it's all of a sudden going to be going at a better rate of speed because I have really just rammed the entire thing. And you can see right now how it's perfect. The motion feels right as it's bouncing. Now on number 18, it says move the timelines to 6 seconds. Press N to set the RAM preview. All right, I kind of already have done that with you, but I'll do it ahead. I'll go ahead to 6 seconds. So I'll go Option Shift J 600. Now watch how the N as in Nancy key sets the RAM. You see how that sets the RAM? If I wanted to set the beginning of the RAM, I would actually click to wherever I wanted to and hit the B key as in boy. B sets the beginning of RAM, or you can just drag this where you want to. Look at how you can drag it independently. You can drag it in the middle. You can drag it anywhere you want to, but I'm actually going to click that and leave it right there. And then it wanted you to RAM with the 0 on the numerical keyboard. We've already done that, so I'm going to go on to 19 where we add the squish squash scale effect to the actual red pepper. Now, if you remember when we viewed the red pepper movie, the red pepper and the green pepper we're going to have a green pepper in a minute, but the red pepper actually gets taller as it gets to the top of the bounce or the motion path, and then as he's moving down, he gets shorter, and then all of a sudden he's squashed down here. So let's minimize this again and let's click. Now, we don't want to make changes to the pepper comp because really the pepper doesn't exist there anymore. It exists in the pepper comp. So let's click to the tab of the pepper comp, which I double clicked in the project window. Let me hit Command S to save the file. In number 19 it says click on the pepper comp tab. That's what I just did. Select the red pepper layer and press P and S for shift for position and scale. So let's go P and Shift S. Now I have both those set. Now this is going to go fast, but all we have to do, because we've set the anchor point to the bottom, look where I'm circling, this will remain stable, and the top is the thing that will grow up and down. If the anchor point had been in the middle of the pepper, then it would have evenly made the bottom go up and down or get taller and skinnier as I would scale the y-axis. But now it's kind of neat because the pivot point is at the bottom, so is the scale point. So let's read number 19, and it says use the keyframe navigator to go back and forth between the position keyframes. Change the following. It says go to 2 seconds. So I'm going to use the keyframe navigator to put me exactly at 2 seconds. Now it says change 70-70 into 70-50. So it wants me to unlink the scale, take the y coordinate and make it 50. Now look at how the pepper suddenly got shorter. Now I have to click the stopwatch to set the first initial keyframe. Okay? Now let's go to where it says to do the same thing. So I'm going to copy that 70-50. For scale, you can literally copy the Command C on the keyframe because this is not a position, it's just a scale. Now all we have to do is go to 0. I did it at 2. Why did I do it at 2 and not at 0 first? So you could see it on screen. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards to 0 seconds right there, and I'm going to hit Command V to paste. Now I already pasted it. You can see it's pasted into 0. It's just off screen and you can't see it get shorter, which is why I actually started at 2 seconds. So let's go to 4 seconds now. Let's go to ahead to 4 and let's hit Command V to paste. Let's go ahead to 6 or wherever he is on the downside. Let's go Command V to paste. Let's go to 8, Command V to paste, and let's go to 10, and I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, that wasn't very good, but whatever. Now it wants me to go to 1 second. So let's click all the way back manually and then use the keyframe navigators to take me to 1 second. Now it wants me to make the 70-50, 70-90. So at the top of it, let's put a 90% in there so he's really tall. Now let's copy that keyframe Command C and go ahead to 3 seconds. So let's go ahead to 3 seconds, Command V. Ahead to 5 seconds, Command V. Ahead to 7 seconds, and ahead twice for 9 seconds. Let's hit Command S to save the file. And now I have to go ahead to the next page. We are almost finished. Let's go to page 4, number 20. Now, here's where I'm going to tell you. If at the bottom of this, if the wood doesn't match up to the pepper, don't go moving the pepper. Click away from the pepper. So click to the selection tool or the V key. If your pepper has become different position on the bottom of that motion path, click the wood, click the P for position, and move the Y position up or down up or down for the wood to actually reposition it correctly. It's that simple. Now let's Command Z because mine was fine. Okay, so I'm going to collapse the wood position, and I'm going to hit Command S to save the file and read number 20. Actually, that was number 20. Okay, now it wants me to turn on the visibility for the landscape. So here's what it says. It says, click on the tab for the assembly comp. Okay, I've done that. Turn on the landscape visibility, which I've done. And now let's RAM this. I'm going to move the RAM to just a little bit longer than 6 seconds. And let's hit the RAM. So now you can see it. There it is. There's the motion. It's fine. It's working. Everything is good. Boom. So now we're good. So let's hit the space bar and Command S to save the file. Now, we're going to use something called Reveal Modified Property. So I'm going to go back to the Pepper comp. And I'm going to use the Reveal Modified Properties to show me all the things that we have changed in the red pepper. Let me shift this up a little bit so we can get this on the window really, really well. So I'm going to click on the red pepper and I'm going to compress it. Now I'm going to go up to Animation, Reveal Modified Properties. It shows me everything, including the I-beams, that we've changed. So what I wanted you to do on number 2 on page 4 was marquee all the modified properties in the timeline, and I say including the I-beam for the anchor point, and copy. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's marquee everything. Look at how I got the anchor point, I-beam. I'll even point to it right there, and I'm going to hit Command C. Now I'm going to turn off the visibility for the red pepper MPSD file. Let's open up the layers up in here, and let's go, and I'm on the second to last paragraph on number 2. It says, move the timeline to a point where the green pepper is between the top and bottom of its motion. Let me see what it says. Oh, no, wait, I did it wrong. Well, I didn't do it wrong. I just read a little bit ahead. Turn out the visibility, timeline point, man, the green pepper. Select the green pepper, paste, move the timeline. Oh, I missed the whole thing. Drag the green pepper, which is right there, to either above the red pepper or below. In this one, I did it differently in the tutorial movie. In this one, I'm going to put the green pepper below the red pepper. Okay? And look at how I'm actually going to place it anywhere inside of here. I don't really care exactly where I've placed it. All right? Now, let me read. Place it where you want, either above or below. With the red pepper layer selected, OK. Turn off the visibility for the red pepper. Move the timeline to a point where the green pepper is between the top and bottom of its motion. Oh. All right. Well, this is what it told me first. It doesn't really matter. I told you in the handout to place the green pepper and align it exactly with the red pepper. I'm not going to do that right now because it doesn't matter. I am going to take and move the green pepper away from the red pepper. And I'm going to hit I for in point. Okay? Just please understand that it doesn't matter if you do it now at 0, 0 or wherever it is. Because what I want to do is simply hit Command V to paste. Now, watch what happens. Not only did the green pepper paste in to where it is, and we have to fix one tiny little thing, okay? Because there's one thing that actually didn't line up, and I'm going to have to fix it for you and show you what happened here. In other words, look at how the green pepper starts way over here. The anchor point for the green pepper is wrong, and I have to fix the anchor point and move the green pepper over to where the anchor point is. I'm going to circle the green pepper anchor point right there. Now what I want to do for a moment is click back up here and say Reveal Modified Properties. I want to skinny this down, and I want to click on the green pepper and go to Animation and Reveal Modified Properties. Look at how all the same modifications pasted in perfectly. Okay, I don't want the red pepper and the green pepper to be at the same moment in time. Okay, that is up to you. Now what we need to do though is I need to take anywhere that I can put this in here, and let me take the green pepper. I actually didn't have the red pepper visibility on. I don't care, but I'm going to click on the green pepper. And I'm going to place the green pepper in the middle of its motion, somewhere in about right there, somewhere where it's between the top and the bottom of its motion. Now let's move this bottom of the pepper. I just expanded the screen so you can watch me move it. Let's click on the green pepper's X right there. Do you see it? See how it's at 57? Now what do I tell you in here? I tell you to change the X anchor point. I don't even give you a value. I tell you in the second to last paragraph, change X until it aligns itself perfectly like that. See what I just did there? Okay. Now, actually, I want to bring 372 down a little bit to about right there. So not only did I have to take 372 and make it 370, but I made this one be 156. 156 just made the green pepper bottom align with the anchor point. Now, if I move this down, if I collapse this for the moment and collapse this for the moment and give you more room to look at this and minimize that screen and click away from it, you can see, actually I'll click on it because I want you to see the motion path. Watch how the motion path of the green pepper now is perfect. I didn't have to do anything. I just copied all the keyframes from the red pepper into the green pepper. The only thing I had to do was to realign the anchor point X value. Got it? Now, if I turn on the red pepper, look at how I'm going to be able to take the red and the green pepper. Right now I have the red pepper starting first. Let me show you. See how the red pepper starts first? Well, I don't want the red pepper to start exactly at 0, 0. I want to move the red pepper and have it start around nearly 1 second. So let me move this down and show you there is 1 second now. So let's put the red pepper starting here and the green pepper starting at about 1.5 seconds. So as I move it down, look at how the red pepper starts right there and the green pepper comes up almost start at 2 seconds. Now, look at how I could put the green pepper in front of the red pepper by moving it up here or below. Since the green pepper is usually female, because, you know, guys are hot, you know, guys are red, whatever. That didn't sound right coming from a guy. Oh my gosh. Well, whatever. I'm going to leave the green pepper in front, actually, okay? So the green pepper actually impacts the red pepper a little bit, and you can tell that there's a little bit of backwards and forwards mobility there. So let me hit Command S to save the file. The next thing we're going to do, I'm going to ram this, and as it's ramming, I want you to know we're going to end movie 2 right now, and I am going to I want you to be in this position. So would you please keep your eye right there on how I shifted the red and the green peppers away. Just remember when you paste in the keyframes to please make sure that you align, you click the green pepper, hit I for in point, and then hit Command V to paste. Okay? Doesn't matter if the green pepper is here, simply hit I and Command V. So just make sure you do that. Let me move this back down to where it was. Let me actually hit Command Z back because I like my position. Let me hit Command S to save the file. Let me ram it out like this again, and now you can see all we have to do now is synchronize the boing, the high-low boings that he's going to make that sound when he actually hits the wood. So when we come back on movie 3, we'll set the markers, we'll add the audio, and we'll go through a render process. Okay? Bye.